Let me hear you scream. It's the Worldwide DJ Coalition.
Doing it up every day, son. Still on. CNN still live on. What? CNN live long. Live on. Check it.
Peace. What's good, people? What's good? This is your boy WeRocx P, the host of the RePPiN4U hip hop show on the BDSIR network, the best damn show in Wild1 Radio. RePPiN4U Spot R920 International Fleet Radio. We are sponsored by Got the Juice. Who got the juice now? I decided to put back out this particular show. I originally did this show back in April of 2017, and I was approached with the opportunity to interview a great man, a great artist by the name of Ty. Now, for those who know, you already know, he lost his battle due to COVID complications, I believe, back when the pandemic first hit in 2020. But back in 2017, I had this interview with him, and I've always thought about putting this interview back out because it was one of my proudest moments of my career. Sometimes I get asked from time to time, you've interviewed so many people, Grant, you and Only D, you've interviewed so many great people. If you used to narrow it down to say 5, who would be your top 5 that you've interviewed? And I would tell you that Ty would definitely be up there in my top 5. Keeping in mind I've interviewed a lot of people, and that list continues to grow. So big ups to all my guests that's been on the show throughout the years. But Ty, he told me certain things that really opened my eyes in this music game, and he didn't have to. Me and him never met until I want to say 2019. Me and my man Mr. Keys, we went to see him, the man called Rodney P and BLAK TWANG, and they was having their big show because they formed a supergroup. I believe it was in Birmingham. And big ups to Rodney P, man, because Rodney P didn't realise who I was. But I remember he tried to get me to, drink the drinks, so to speak. I think he had a big bottle of brandy or something like that. And people were drinking out of it, enjoying it. Now, when I refused, I don't know if he took it as a diss or what, but I want to put it out there right now. Mr. Keys knew that I don't drink, and I haven't drunk. But at the time of putting this back out, I haven't drunk in 11 years. So I tried to politely say, no, thank you, I don't drink, But, it is what that was. So I pick up Sir Rodney P. Word. But, yeah, man. So now, this is the interview I had with the man called Ty back in 2017. Putting it back out there for you. WeRocx P, the man called Ty, RePPiN4U hip hop show. Yeah. BDSIR network, the best damn show in Wild1 Radio, sponsored by Rockstar, the energy drink. I am your host, WeRocx P. You know what I mean? I told you we had a special guest in the building, You know what I mean? Stays true to himself. Will not conform for nobody in the industry. You know what I mean? Big albums him drop. Upwards, Closer, A Special Kind of Fool, and Awkward. Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet. Show your respect. Standing ovation. Mercury Music Award nominated guy this is, man. Give it up for the man called Ty. Yo, what's good?
I'm good, you know, that's got to be the best intro I've ever heard. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much.
Hey, I try, man. I try. You know what I mean? It's a big moment. You know what I mean? For right now on the RePPin4U hip hop show. You know what I mean? Coming on the show, I appreciate you coming through, man. You know what I mean? And I'm like massively. You know what I mean? Representing the UK for a good long while now. What, for the better part of 15 years and all that. Could be longer than that. How long you been doing this?
Let me say, it's got to be 26, 7 years.
26, 27 years. Wow. Coming from a background where you only got to be a lawyer or something in that profession to get by, man. I heard that wasn't easy for you to begin with.
Nah, it wasn't. My parents just didn't get it. I was brought up in quite a strict environment that was really, you know, you do this, you do this, you do this.
Yeah.
And my soul was really going towards music from a young age, from like when I was in primary schools, and it just stopped. It kept being stopped, and then when I left school and when I was in college, it just all started to kind of happen naturally. And I just, you know, sometimes your universe speaks to you, and you kind of end up at the edge of a cliff, and you jump, and you don't have wings, and you find yourself flying, and that's what it was.
Man, so you had to sneak sessions in and things like that, and
all kinds of writing in the bathroom at night time with a torch.
Whoa!
All of it.
Was there any times you got? Was there times when you actually got caught?
I mean, not necessarily. No, I was never caught. But I tell you this: even the first few songs that you like, let's say for instance Upwards album,
yeah,
some of that was mixed at night time because that was the only time that the engineer could get us in there, yeah, on the cheap, like, you know. So we did, you know, they call it a particular thing when you do kind of late sessions, but imagine that record and what it is. Some of the actual mixed down sessions was done at like when people were sleeping. So we're talking like start the session at 1 o'clock. Just because I didn't have the money to pay for the big time normal hours at the studio. So the engineer was doing me a favor and was like, you know, took a little bit on the side and was like, yo, this is what it is. I'm like, wow. So, you know, there's been a lot of that.
Wow.
But here we are.
But you know what? It paid off though, right? It paid off. Now, which album was it? Was it Upwards or Closer that got you the nomination for the American Music Prize? Because that's like one of the UK's most prestigious nominations. Which album was that? It was Upwards. It was Upwards album. Man, I mean, yeah, man. Describe your emotion when you heard about that nomination, man. When you found out that you was nominated for that you could possibly win.
That was a crazy one because there's a couple of processes you go through. So you get shortlisted,
yeah,
and then you go through like their shortlisting process is deep, like, you know, it's months and months of not knowing whether you got to the next level, and then we got word that we needed to attend to hear the final 12.
Right.
So me and the label guy, me and Will Ashen went down there, but we didn't have any idea that we'd made it. So it was like we were intending to see what were the 12 names, and, you know, I didn't even dress up for it. And then I heard my name, and then my label guy was shaking my arm, and he was jumping around like he was Busta Rhymes. And I was like, I was like, whoa, like I really
shock to the system.
I really did not know what the hell was going on. And you got to remember that I know the music industry. I know the music industry isn't about the type of things that I say or do or stand for. So I completely didn't expect to be put on that level of pedestal. And the crazy thing is, because the pictures are online, is we went in there, I think I was wearing a jacket that I was wearing earlier in the day, and imagine you walk into the place as a nobody, and you walk out of the place as a celebrity, where all of the camera guys are saying, look here, Ty, look here, down camera, down, look up.
Whoa!
All of a sudden I'm in this kind of Kardashian, Kanye West, people asking you questions. Next thing I know, I'm whisked off the Channel 4 News wants me on the desk, so we have to take a cab straight to Channel 4 News. When I left my house, I wasn't expecting all that.
Whoa!
I was expecting to go to an award show, final countdown announcement, find out whether we got it or not. Not necessarily. Even if we did get it, I didn't expect the flashlight to turn on like that. It was crazy. Crazy. There's more to it, man. Because
oh man,
we did it. We did the final show. With a couple months of being touted by the press because of it. And I really saw how the music industry treats or considers hip-hop from this country. Any other thing, grime is different. But hip-hop, in regards to how they treat it and how far they allow it, and, because there's with HMV, they create a special kind of section where they have all of the Mercury-nominated music and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, for real?
And, for a couple of months or weeks or whatever, so that people can buy stuff.
Yeah.
So the sales went up, but some of the access in regards to I think I can talk freely on radio, right?
Yeah. This is uncut, unedited. You don't need to worry about that.
All right. So what's her name? There's a woman that's a particular gatekeeper of music. I can't remember what her name is. She had a TV show. If I say her name, you'll remember it. I don't talk about it much now because of what she did, but she.
What was that? What was the actual show?
The TV show had her name in it, so it was like a TV show that was a music show that you could actually see myself and other stuff. It existed for a little while, so
okay.
I just can't remember her name. I can't remember her name at the moment, but let me tell you what she did.
All right. Maybe you can't remember her name because she doesn't deserve to get that
Yeah, she doesn't. But let me tell you. So my publisher trying to get us on this show. Oh, I got it now. I got the name. You ready?
Yeah.
Wiley.
Her name was what?
Joe Wiley.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right. So my plugger had been trying to get us on the program, or trying to get us on the playlist of the show, and they kept giving excuses. But they would play Roots Maneuver, but they wouldn't play me. And they kept giving excuses. It got to a point where my plugger and the producer of Joe Wiley got into a fist fight. Because my plugger went back there and was like, guys, we've been trying to get this thing popping for, blah, blah, blah. He's Mercury nominated now. Can we get him on the playlist? Surely now we can get him on your show. And they actually got into a fisticuffs, like an actual physical shoving, because they were so adamant about not having me on there.
What?
Can you imagine?
But I mean, what I don't understand is why. You know what I mean?
This is the thing. My plugger came back to me and he sat me down and he was like, Ty, tell me this now. Is there something you've done? Did you diss someone? Did you sleep with someone? Have you fought someone? What have you done? Because this avenue that I'm trying to walk into, they're so adamant about not pushing you. They're so adamant. The thing is, I can't say it's the music or your music's not at a certain level. Because it's not. Your music's as good as Roots Maneuvers. They just don't want to push you. So I was like, look, I don't have anything, right? So imagine. So let me give you this story, Mike. This is a kind of exclusive because I'm going to tell it from 3 different angles. People have only heard 1 or 2. I haven't put all of the 3 together, right?
Okay.
So that's happened, right? Okay. So we know that. So we go to do the actual Mercury Awards, the show, and I get to perform a song. Now they wanted me to perform Haha, and I changed it around and said, no, I want to perform Look For Me, because Look For Me is one of the strongest songs that we perform with the band, and it had Eska in the show, and I wanted to highlight my band as well as regardless of whatever song they think is great, I wanted to highlight the band. So we had to push and shove to get it. We get it. On the day, we're performing. Imagine this, and this is disheartening. I'm performing, and by my feet, like down a couple levels, I can see Dizzy Rascal pointing up and laughing at us.
What?
Laughing like he's sitting in a room full of white people and he's laughing with them at us. So I'm like, okay,
Rude boy.
all right, yeah. This is what I'm giving. Let me give you the spiel. So that happens. Then straight afterward, Jules Holland says something along the lines of something of, oh well, enough of that, and now blah blah blah. So he disses me, but the thing is, it's on TV. You can see it. So some people came later on to me like, why is Jules Holland a bit offish with you? What did you? I was like, I don't know. So I saw that, right? So let me give you. So that happened. Then before we went to perform, I saw Jo Wiley, right? I saw her in the auditorium upstairs, right? So I thought, let me walk over and say hello and just introduce myself.
Okay.
So I walk over to her. I say, hey Jo, hey, I'm tired. She runs.
Whoa. Hey.
She runs off as if she's being like someone's trying to mug her. She runs through a crowded bunch of people. She runs off as if she's seen a ghost. So I'm like, wow, what is this? Like, it was a really weird thing. So so I'm seeing all this, but remember, I've still got to perform. I still got to look a certain way. I still got to deal with this music industry. I still got to deal with all this attention.
Yeah.
But I'm being reminded of this. So let me tell you the final thing now. So that happens, and I'm like, okay, and I'm talking to a black and a white audience that are listening.
Yeah.
As a black man, sometimes you experience certain things where you have to just keep your lip tight and just walk through it, and you just get on with it. You experience something and you don't know what it is, but you just have to hold it down and get through it. So I did that. Then at the end now, after it all, I get to talk to 2 musicians. One of them is Brian Eno.
Okay.
And Rich, what's his name? He's an old kind of progressive rock musician. They sit me down and they say to me, you know what, Ty? Don't watch this award. Don't watch, what happened. We know you're good. You make incredible music.
Yeah.
So just, so they gave me that props. And they were like, don't worry about what Jules did. So I'm like, wow. Brian Eno, that's Talking Heads. That's Roxy Music. This is the guy that produces that music. He could see what Jules Holland did to me. And he's like, don't watch that. So I said, you know what? Sitting here with you guys is amazing, right? So then, this is the final thing. So I leave them guys, and that's all good. This guy walks up to me. He's a bit drunk. Starts talking, blah, blah, blah. Says, my son's into your music, and blah, blah, blah. I said to him, oh, cool. Like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right? And he says to me, I was one of the judges, and, you nearly won tonight. So I was like, oh, really? So he explained, but he said, well, basically what happened is we came back with our odds, and out of 5, I think 4 people came back with your name. So that means officially you should have won.
Okay.
This is what he said. Officially you should have won. Then Edith Bowman, who was the head judge, she was like kind of the chairman of the board of the guys making the decision. Like in a court case.
Yeah.
One head witness person that has to corral all of the other people, jury, to kind of come up with the right decision.
Yeah.
She was that person.
Right.
She shook her head. She said she was not having it. she made them go back and pick another band. He's like, no, you won it tonight, but they said they couldn't do it. And when I started to kind of figure it out, it's like, if you think about it, Miss Dynamite had just won the year before.
Yeah.
Dizzy Rascal won the year before. They couldn't do 3 years of black people winning that thing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. I know, because I knew somebody else made history, and I couldn't.
That was too many rappers. That was too many rappers all at the same time.
Yeah.
You made it. So I'm not saying that's what he told me. That's what we kind of assessed from it. But
yeah,
what he did to me, which was amazing, was, you know, Edith Bowman, the radio personality,
yeah,
went back and said, no, we can't have him as the winner.
What?
But you can't have him as the winner. You guys got to come up with someone else. And the person they came up with was Franz Ferdinand. Now, I don't mean to be thingy, but she's Scottish, and so are they. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Right?
Okay.
So that was my experience of the Mercury Awards, and that is why, for all the time that I've been working, I've been itching to always stay independent and not give in to these vampires, because it's not worth it. I was shown that people can actively see that the type of energy or whatever I'm trying to push, they're not trying to have that come through the door. And I'm not surprised, with all of the success of what's happening of late, that kind of lesser forms or different forms, not lesser, my correction, of urban music are being celebrated. I'm not surprised. But with me, they showed me from the gate, no, you can't come through. As high as you've got, you can't come through the door.
No way. Not what I was expecting to hear at all. You know what I mean? I do remember at that time history was being made. And wow.
Yeah, history was being made, but history was being denied as well.
But I'm glad to see that never stopped you. You know what I mean? Maybe they tried to stop you because you're one of those people who speak truth in your records. And
outside of the record.
And outside of the records as well. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, that if you notice, we don't have many artists that speak vocally about stuff that are allowed to be big in the UK.
Yeah.
So, you know, Beverly Knight might speak up a little bit at an award show, but at the end of the day, she's got to go and shuck and jive like everyone else. So, you know, like, it is a real, like, you can see you've been seeing what's been happening to Jamelia once she's kind of started to speak on a certain level, how the TV industry is dealing with her.
Yeah.
It's real. It's not a myth.
Word. I remember Jamelia from way back when, man. And then, you know, switch on the TV one day, and there she is on Loose Women. I'm like, what the hell? Loose Women, and the rest of them are like in their 50s and whatever. And there's Jamelia like around my age, like conversating with them, like, yo, wow. That's crazy, man. You know what I mean? Still wanna keep the brothers down, man. You know what I mean? But that,
unfortunately, yes, it is true. And that's the thing. When I say these things, I hope the people that are listening understand that I'm not sitting here being bitter. I'm saying to you, you need to know that the music industry that you think you know is actively trying to keep certain people from walking through certain doors.
Yeah.
Because they know influence. Like, you got to remember that, like, as influence level wise, my performing, my stage presence, my songs, and the effect it has on people has been noted. Has been like, oh wow, this is one of the best, most acceptable, likable public performers in hip hop circles from the UK. So, you know, I have more than enough potential to be at a certain level. But when and it's not just colour, because there's people that have colour that are saying nothing. When you stand for something, or when you kind of, you know, you'll speak up about certain things and say, okay, yeah, there is racism here, you become unpopular because nobody wants that level of person to be high profile.
Right. After all that, I think right now you're opening a lot of people's eyes. You know what I mean? Because clearly, if it's happened to you, you imagine how much other people this is happening to.
This is what I'm saying.
Or happened.
The reason why I say this stuff is not to be like, oh my God, look at me, feel sorry for me. I'm more like, yo, people, pay attention.
Yeah.
If they can do this to me, they can do it to younger, up-and-coming artists even easier. So you artists need to be aware and make a decision. Are you cooning? Or are you really standing with integrity? Because it's hard to stand with integrity in this music industry when the people that are controlling it don't want to see that level of integrity become popular or fashionable. So people are keeping a lid on things. Definitely.
You know what they call that? They call that the nature of the threat. You know what I mean? Raska's not telling a lie. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow. Good God Almighty. Yo, let's get into a track of your choosing right now, because this is the RePPiN4U hip hop show, repping for the people. You know what I mean? And I think it's important. You know what I mean? Like that. So Ty, any track. You know what I mean? We're gonna get into your new track that you're promoting later on, but any track from your catalog.
Anything you want to play? Anything you want to play?
Anything me want to play? All right then. It's down to me. Not often that happens, but still, that's all right, man. Yeah, I'm gonna get into a tune of my choosing. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep it locked, man. RePPiN4U hip hop show. Fantastic.
You're now listening to Wild1 Radio. Wild1 Radio. Wild1 Radio. Wild1 Radio. Wild1 Radio. Wild1 Radio.
Yes. Sipping tea with the best. We serve Chijoki Brew over here. SK Invitational. Once again. Running through brick walls, no bats, just balls. Gritty Lou rules, rebel with a slight pause. Don't take lips, might just take yours. Sight for sore eyes, plus I'm an eyesore. Another type to life for the big bucks. Upstream, no oars. Uptown racking high score. Banking on the big Lebowski. Sure, I wonder will you find it without me? Hold the applause. I am the Ark of the Covenant. Many who doubt me now feel the prominence. Maybe I'm mouthy, more sugar cane, Michael, too much Alfie. There must be something about me. Oh.
Yo, what about this mix this? The man not tell me nothing.
More bang for your bucks. If you're not prepared, stand up. Don't be scared, you can go nuts. Fist on the table, feet on the floor, so what? More bang for your bucks. If you're not prepared, stand up. Don't be scared, you can go nuts. Nuts. Fist on the table, feet on the floor, so what? Check out my melody. I keep enemies close like Rakim and Eric B. Energetically, I ascend. No need to pretend we're an item duo. You know, we throw it like judo. Whosoever lacks in the disco, this goes out to you with Tabasco. Source for the masses. More fire, we supply gases. Climb higher, live wire, rich like Onassis. Quick with catastrophe for a fee. Follow me like an actor. With a dirty strip, make the most of the day. Gladys Knight and the Pips. Move me no mountains, but we move hips. And the record never skips, but we take long trips. Peering out the periscope, trying to get a grip. I can see your future, but I gotta get equipped. Fist on the table, feet on the floor. SK Invite, we can give you more. Bang through the basement, smash through the door. Bang through the basement, smash through the door. Fist on the table, feet on the floor. SK Invite, we can give you more. Bang through the basement, smash through the door. Take over systems, disobey law. More bang for your bucks. If you're not prepared, stand up. Don't be scared, you can go nuts. Fist on the table, feet on the floor, so what? More bang for your bucks. If you're not prepared, stand up. Don't be scared, you can go nuts, nuts. Fist on the table, feet on the floor, so what? So what? So what? So what? So what? So what you reppin'?
Yeah, you are listening to the BDSIR Network, the best damn show in Wild1 Radio. I am your host, WDNY P. Big interview right now that's a take place. Myself talking to the man called Ty. Yo, let's keep moving from the American Music Prize because boy, I was not expecting that at all. But you know what? You know what I mean? You're one for speaking your mind, and another one who's known for speaking his mind is Talib Kweli. Now I've known this that you've known to work with him. So what? Describe your experiences working with him.
Talib, how did I meet Talib? I met Talib in Amsterdam.
Right.
But I met most in New York. I met most here.
Yeah.
When he first came here to perform, when he was performing with De La Soul, I came backstage with De La Soul and I watched the show. That was De La Soul, that was Most and Common. So that was when Common was first coming through as well.
Hey yo, before you continue on, I just want to say, hey, big up De La Soul, man. You know what I mean? Ooh. Yeah, man. I saw them guys a few weeks back. Man, tore it up. And shout out to Black Sheep Dress as well, man.
Like because of the effect of Tribe Called Quest, people have always put Tribe Called Quest at a certain level.
Yeah.
The truth of it is, though, as far as the top group, De La Soul is the top group, the top of top. De La Soul is actually the more consistent. They've actually put albums out. They've been on the roads. Their quality level hasn't dropped. This new album was them trying a different thing. But as far as the album before that,
is it Grind Day? Yeah.
That tune with Dilla.
Much more.
Yeah. Their quality level has, I would argue, has surpassed Tribe, because Tribe, we love Tribe.
Yeah.
But they didn't tour and come over here as much. De La Soul came over here, have been coming over here for a solid 20 years.
For real?
Tribe Called Quest have come over here 3 times.
Well, those guys are overdue to come back, and when they do come back, I'll be setting for them. And that's real.
Yeah.
And now look what happened. We haven't got 5 Doggy no more.
No more. So, big up to De La Soul.
Yeah, man. So continue on as far as Talib Kweli, man, because boy, you know what I mean, you and him are very, very similar, man. You know what I mean, in terms of speaking your mind.
I think we're similar only in regards to speaking our minds. I don't think we're similar in regards to the music we make.
Right.
But Talib for me Talib has always been that dude that when he knows that you are a musical peer. Talib is the only person I realistically can say, if I'm doing a show and I'm in the building, he's gonna come to the dressing room to come and say hello. Everyone else,
for real,
you gotta come and find them. Apart from maybe Daylight will come and find me and say hello.
Yeah.
Or I'll come and find them. But they're like big brothers to me. So I don't feel no way to go and find them first and say hello.
Okay.
That's my people. I've lived with them. So you know what I mean. I've seen, Maceo showed me things in the 90s that allowed me to understand production-wise what I needed to do.
Yeah.
So I've always got time for them. He signed me before Ninja Tune signed me. So just to be clear, Maceo did that. But so Talib has always been someone that I met Talib in Amsterdam when they were at a thing called the Double Talk Festival. in 1998.
All right.
And they were coming to do their first show in the UK, which was at Subterranea, and we'd done this festival. It was them, and that was when it was Most, Talib, and High Tech.
Right.
So it's one of the only times when High Tech was touring with them. And I said to them, yo, I just gave them a few suggestions, like show-wise. I was like, yo, you got to make sure you bang hard. Like this show here in Europe, it's not so important. The show in London, you got to bang hard. You got to tighten up here. Just bang hard.
Yeah.
That's all I really said. And I remember when Most and Talib, when they were performing, they were like, yo, a friend of ours told us that we got to bang really hard here. So I went back. And I just felt proud because I was like, yeah, that was me. That was me telling you. And since then, you know, subsequently, you see what Most has gone on to become musically. You've seen what Talib has gone on to become musically. And my respect for Talib has never wavered because he always remembered that, okay, you know what? I'm in the UK. Ty, I know Ty.
Yeah.
But Ty is someone I know outside of all this. So he'll come and say hello. You know, that's that, and so I got a lot of respect for him because he kind of encompasses the type of person that I like that stay down to earth, like, you know, don't be on this kind of floaty, everybody talks to you sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, it was reasonable. That was the vibe.
Wow. Big ups to that dude, man. You know what I mean? Big ups to that. Now, the next thing I want to ask you is, you know, when you hear the name Amy Winehouse, what does that name mean to you?
Many things. The vibe with Amy triggers many things because basically, I met Amy before she blew up. She was actually supporting me in some of my shows. Like she supported me in Birmingham.
Hold up, she opened up for you?
She opened up for me with my band.
Wow.
I'm trying to remember where in Brighton at the Concord. So you know, if anybody's got that flyer, you'll see it.
Yeah.
She hadn't had the hit. She was signed.
Yeah.
You know, the music. She knew that, you know, a white singer that could sing this way is going to go a certain level. So she already had that kind of level of access, but she hadn't had the hit yet. So Frank, it hadn't blown up yet. You know.
Yeah.
So she did that, and then so let me give you some little tips because you're really asking some really nice questions.
Thank you.
When I shot the "Oh You Want More" video, the one with Roots Maneuver, where we're in a taxi, where I start in the street and then me and the Roots Maneuver in a taxi and the beat changes. If anybody sees that video, we shot that outside Amy Winehouse's house.
Oh, word.
And that was not like, it wasn't intentional. It just happened to be it was on her street. And Amy was like, Ty, come up and have some tea, you know.
Yeah.
She was a star this time. We sat, you know, this is before she met Blake Civil Fielder. It was the boyfriend before that.
Right.
And we sat there and we drank tea after I shot the video. I was up there vibing with her. And she was cool. Then, obviously, she blew up.
Yeah.
We were both nominated for the Mercury together.
Oh, you was nominated the same year?
Same year.
Wow.
4 years, but we've nominated. But here's what Amy Winehouse did, what people don't know.
Okay.
We were in the building, the same, it was either the time of the show where I told you where Dizzy Rascal was laughing.
Yeah.
Or it was the presser before that. I walked into this room, right, and I sat down, and all the press were, you know, swinging around her, and she stopped everybody. She's like, I'm not taking no pictures.
Whoa.
I'm not doing no interviews unless you guys go and interview him. And she pointed to me. And she made them come over there. Because, you know, the music industry is very particular. It's very kind of, yeah, we're going to follow the white girl, we're going to do this. But she made them. She's like, some people had to come and take pictures of me. They did it begrudgingly. But she made them do that. She made them come over and do it. So some people came and interviewed me. But they had no intention of it, but she made them do that. As much as the up and downs of Amy Winehouse, there was a beautiful spirit to her.
Yeah.
When she influenced, when she wasn't being like, you know, totally kind of led astray, she had some real kind of, she knew what was going on. Does that make sense? She kind of knew what was going on.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna ride the train. You know, I'm the white version of what the music industry wants, but I understand how the music industry is treating other people. She's one of those, we will never have another person like that in the music industry in the UK that's female that will take those risks. You'll not see it.
You know what, I'm gonna have to agree there, you know, for real.
You're not gonna see it. You're not gonna see it.
And even if you do, it's gonna be contrived anyway or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people, Amy was the first to do that, man. I mean, Amy was she was somebody different. You know what I mean?
She came from a certain kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to say that she was the most all well-rounded person. She wasn't. She had a faithfulness about her that was, you know, you saw it play out in many ways. But the other thing, let me show you another a situation with Amy. I was at the Erykah Badu when she performed at Somerset House.
Right.
Amy was an audience member, right? So I was in the toilets. Now, anyone that's been to Somerset House, the toilets, there's a part where you walk in and you go left. From left, you can see into the men's.
Yeah.
From right, you can see straight into the women's, right? So there's a shared sink space in the middle.
Yeah.
Where people can come and wash their hands before they go back out. I saw Amy, and this is the first time I knew she's doing drugs, but this is the first time I saw how bad it was, right? And she was curled up near the sink, trying to wash her hands, but she was in a stupor. Now, normally, if I see girls looking bruck up in a dance,
yeah,
that I don't cater for, I pass them by.
Yeah, standard, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's not my business. I'm not trying to get nobody arresting me saying I'm talking to a girl. No, I'm not involved.
No,
right?
Particularly when you're black. Sorry.
Not involved, right? So I looked and I was like, I could see that was Amy. So I called her and I said, Amy. And she kind of looked like she was looking in, like she was trying to find, like she was in the dark trying to look at the light. I was like, Amy, it's time. You know what she did? She got up, she straightened herself up. She was still she was obviously high. She came and she just hugged me, held me for a long time, and then just, like, she was embarrassed that she was in this state almost. So she kind of just went off. And it was like, you know, I don't know if anybody that's listening has had anybody that's on drugs or on hard drugs, and you still love them, but you can see they're doing this thing, and it's like, wow, you can't help them. They're really in a state, and I that was the first time. I've had subsequent other friends that are on drugs that are not doing too well, but that was the first time I saw someone that was out of control. And you know this, and I was thinking to myself, how is anybody allowing this to happen to this great girl? Like anybody could have just, you know, damaged her or harmed her. She was so vulnerable, and I saw that was at the Erykah Badu Somerset House a couple of years ago. If anyone wants to look at how many times Erykah Badu's performed at Somerset, the date will sync with what I'm telling you about Amy. And that was a sad thing. So the last thing I'll tell you is I was in Aruba doing some workshop, working with young people, working with an organisation called Arts Rules Aruba. Right. And that's where I shot the video for Like You Never.
Okay.
We shot it in our extra time, and the news came over. Like we got a text, or the news dropped that Amy Winehouse was dead, and I was sitting in a restaurant at the time. I had to come outside, and everyone else doesn't have a connection to Amy, so people were just like, "Oh, she killed herself." Okay, fair enough. I had to remove myself. I remove myself because I understand how people view her. And me and her weren't close friends, but she was someone that if I was in the room, she would acknowledge me.
Yeah.
Now, I've grown up with people that have become superstars that if I'm in the room, they don't acknowledge me. They don't even pretend. If she's in the room and she sees me, she's gonna move over. She can come and shake my hand, give me a hug, say hello, and bounce.
Yeah.
That was always that's the thing about Amy, man. She was always that way.
Man, that is a loss and a half, man. I mean, even hearing these stories right now, even I'm not realizing how much, how much people she touched, man. You know what I mean? And at the same time, going back to the Mercury Music Prize thing, you know what I mean, that you talked about earlier. It really shows, you know what I mean, what sort of people certain people are. You know what I mean? Like, they'll praise somebody like Amy. You know what I mean? They'll praise her for the longest.
I remember doing a show in Leeds, right? And Amy was going to be, and we didn't have a good attendance. And the promoter was like, "Oh, don't worry, we got Amy next week. That'll pack it up." And I was like, "Yeah, but she's not too well." He said, "It doesn't matter. Like last time she performed here, the crowd, they didn't mind that she couldn't perform the song. In fact, they kind of enjoyed her being so out of it. Like they just love Amy."
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, that's the saddest thing ever. Like a promoter is laughing. This woman is so damaged, yet they all can still make money from her. And I just thought, that made me sad a little bit. I was like, okay, wow. I didn't say it to the guy at the time because I didn't see the point.
Yeah.
I hadn't sold out his venue, so who am I to kind of have to be condescending and say you can't say that about her? I was like, wow. It just made me feel. It made me realize. And I'm sure some people have seen the videos of when she was performing and she was like almost kind of, collapsing on stage. One of my musicians that worked for me, who was at her shows, said that one time they were abroad and, they brought her the drugs that she needed. She was stipulated like that was almost the record company people did that. And I'm like, imagine that. Imagine having a record company that will promote you, push you, and even when you're falling into the vices of whatever, they'll just give you whatever they need because they still get something. They still sell out concert halls regardless of whether you're a mashup or not. It just made me realize that in some senses you got to realize the devil you're playing with. Like these people, there's no love.com.
Yeah, man, it's some wickedness up on, man.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a sad thing, man. You know what I mean? Another lesson, you know what I mean, for people out there, man. Like open your eyes, man. You know what I mean? Like make sure you see things clearly through this thing, man. You know what I mean? Wow. Yo, that's madness. Absolute madness.
We started out on the playground, hide and seek, we used to keep our heads way down. Lunch break together, PE whenever, always trying to be clever, that was the way then. Rampaging, stargazing, looking up at big people who seemed amazing. We were best friends, from different ends, we shared similar interests and different trends. Sweets, treats, trainers caught sneaks, TDK, cassette tapes or heartbeats, but things changed, we took different lanes. It's like Adrian Moore with those growing pains. We start to see the world through a different lens. Speak less or become more estranged friends. Talk less and less, no reply to an SOS. Still friends, I guess, kinda, or kinda guess.
Crazy this one is, you know what I mean? Because like over almost a decade ago, you wasn't feeling the way hip hop was going, whether it was UK or not. You know what I mean? You actually co-signed with the whole hip hop is dead statement. It's something I don't really like to talk about because I don't believe in it. But
what period was this then? Because here's the thing. For me, if I make a statement, that's how I'm feeling at the time.
Yeah.
And that's the music I make at the time. But
well, this is almost a decade ago. This is like 2008. So,
okay, cool.
So in 2017 now, right? So how do you feel about it now? How do you feel about grime as well? Do you see grime as hip hop or a different entity altogether?
Right. Can I answer that bit by bit?
Please, yes.
Alright, so the first thing is hip hop dead. Obviously not. No, it's not dead. The reason why I would say that is because what I was seeing in certain respects was worrying. I'm still worried.
Yeah.
But I'm still seeing moments of beauty, of clarity. You know, Kendrick Lamar coming through, J. Cole coming through. These are good things. So that's that. What's the next question?
But I mean, I know you mentioned them guys, but what about UK hip hop itself? This question comes from the man called DJ Hellraiser. So
the Hellraiser. So yeah. So as far as UK, I think the UK has evolved, is evolving, and I think social media has helped it evolve.
Yeah.
I think the scene is changing. There is definitely some light at the end of the tunnel in regards to the hip hop thing, but the only problem I have with the light at the moment is you've got specific channels or particular groups that are doing brilliant things, but it's in a box. It's like only us. You know, like let's say for instance, High Focus Records. I like what they're doing.
Yeah.
But they've got to open up. Like because the reason why I say they've got to open up is because at the end of the day, there's a tunnel. There's a windstorm that you've created where your audience only listen to these people and your friends. When it gets to a point where your audience that will come out and pack out a venue won't listen to other UK artists, and you're not doing nothing about that, that's an insecurity. And when I say insecurity, not an insecurity on High Focus's point, but it's an insecurity in regards to understanding the long-term effect. The long-term effect is we've got to get this audience into 24/7 hip-hop, not only hours between 7 and 9. 24/7. We got to get this. Like I'm seeing when I travel around now, I'm beginning to see a kind of a hip-hop scene that only wants to push certain things or certain people.
Yeah.
I'm worried about that. But here's the thing, it doesn't just lie on that. There are beautiful moments happening in hip-hop. So Maestro getting the Sainsbury advert, the yum, 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 we can boogie, that voice, have you heard that advert?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, that's an amazing moment for hip-hop in this country.
Yeah, man.
That's an amazing, that's not a big, it's no small thing at all. That's amazing because basically what that does is that shows corporate England, that shows mainstream England that you can use someone from this scene and actually sell something.
Yeah.
You could someone, so which then leads on to, if you're looking at the success of Stormzy and the grime artists and stuff like that, which I think is the next part of your question, right?
Yeah.
I view grime as absolutely an extension or a continuation or a compartmental part of hip-hop culture. It's still guys
yes.
on the microphone rapping in a particular way.
Yes.
Obviously, the background's different. What I want to see for grime, what I'm worried about for grime is there is an energy in grime that I can see mainstream England is very interested. Like I told you, there's a particular vampireness.
Yeah.
In the music industry, and I'm noticing those vampires standing very close to grime because they can control grime. They can control grime. They can control what grime says. They can control grime, the stereotype of grime.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I want to see is the grime cats. This is what I believe, right?
Right.
Music mirrors the family, right? It's a metaphor for the family, right? So when you have young grime, or like you have Wiley, who's very, you know, the oldest, forget about the oldest, and he's let that message filter down, right? What I worry about is this. Us living in the UK, there's a tradition, there's family values, right? There's traditional values that pass on, right? You have to pay attention to your grandma. You have to pay attention to your dad.
Yeah.
You have to pay attention to your uncle. You have to pay attention to your mum. You have to pay attention, you know, like if they teach you how to cook jerk chicken, then you must teach your kids how to cook jerk chicken.
That's right.
It continues, right? What I'm seeing with this generation is, because the music industry is very hyped on them saying, yeah, we're something else. Yeah, UK hip hop, forget that. Blah blah blah, and it's like, and they're being rewarded for having that attitude. But what I'm worried about is this: if you raise a child in England to believe that they don't come from their parents, that they don't have to respect their parents, what is the next? What is the future for that child living in England if you're not English? Where are you going? What's happening? There's a problem there. Because the tradition is going to some traditions are going to get lost, right?
Right.
And that's what I'm seeing with the grime generation. Like, there's this kind of thing of like, yeah, fuck hip hop. Oh, that's them man doing American shit. But it's like, if you're hearing that, cool. But if I look at the way you dress, if I look at the sunglasses you're wearing, if I look at the music videos you're wearing, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're doing hip hop things.
Yes.
The way that you go out to perform with your, you know, unless you lot are gonna go out and perform with a microphone and a banjo and do something completely different, then you can't turn around and say you're not connected to hip hop, because you're still performing with a DJ.
Yeah.
You're still performing with a hype man. You're still wearing a tracksuit. You're still doing bars and making sure you want to be respected lyrically. So you've got, you know, you're doing things that, regardless of whether you think you're connected, you are connected, because we pay attention to lyrics. We pay attention to people dropping bars.
That's right.
You making sure you got the hottest 16 or the hottest 32 on Charlie Sloth or Westwood or whatever. This is still a hip hop phenomena, as well as a reggae phenomena. It's you're connected. You didn't come here. You didn't get here on your own. As in, you have a connection. You've got older brothers that beat down the punks, that made it easy for you to walk easy.
Yeah, I'm loving this. Yes.
So this is what I need the grime generation to do. I need them to understand this whole idea of F the elders, or yeah, we don't need you, man, or we made it here on our own. Get rid of that. You have made it.
Boom.
Because you are amazing. You made it there because you have a strength in numbers that's amazing. But this attitude of, yeah, we don't need the old generation, like, get rid of it. It's dangerous. It's poisonous. And I'm not saying it because I'm part of the older generation. I'm saying it because as a black man, I cannot afford to undermine my auntie, my uncle, or my older brother.
Yeah.
I can't do it. It's not a good idea. These vampires lead you to, you know, let me show you an example. Right? The grime generation doesn't understand what the music industry is doing to them, right? The music industry, correct me if I'm wrong, has made a thing where they're like, right, we'll accept you in the door, but you got to make dance music. So if yes, you come up with a grime record, but there's two things they make them do. They're like, first of all, you need to make dance music, which is palatable to youth in the UK in general. Just make dance music. You got to, whatever you do, but just make a dance music record. And the second thing is, you can't bring your friends with you. So all of the artists, if you look at them, whether it's Miss Dynamite, whether it's Dizzy Rascal, whether it's Kano, whether it's Wiley, whether it's Lethal Bizzle, where all of them have been able to come through the door, but they've not been allowed to bring their friends with them. they have to create a path for their friends to exist. But the music industry is almost like, yeah, we want you, but we don't want all of them guys. So
yeah.
Have you, but we can't have all of them. And what that does is that eventually, what I've noticed is there's grime suffered. So it was always like, okay, we'll take what's his name? He was the young cat's name that went to sign to T.I. Yeah, we know the good. So we'll take you, but you know, your group or your crew or your firm that you come from, you're gonna, you know, we need to promote you as a solo artist. And what that does is that kind of separates. You know, like when you see the beauty of Soul Solid Crew is you saw a whole set of people from the hood.
Yeah, man, yeah.
That they're still benefiting from that platform now, but the music industry is not allowing that to happen again. So you know, whether it's Skepta, Boy Better Know, you know, it's almost like them guys have been able to come through in amazing ways, but you can see the music industry working from a level of right. We can deal with you as individuals, not as a group. So Boy Better Know should be the front runner, but it has to be Skepta, or it has to be JME on its own.
Yeah.
The music, it's doing that to grime, and it's doing that in a way where it controls what they make, because it's like, in order to get through the door, you know, you got to make dance music.
Yeah, I see what you're saying completely. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Conversely, like if it's hip hop, it's like you gotta have the R&B single in there or something.
Yeah. So the problem with that is I don't have a problem with dance music, but what I'm noticing is the music industry is influencing the younger cats.
Yeah.
Right? To the point that they have to make dance music, but they can't talk about the real, where they come from. And when you listen to grime music, you gotta remember that that's the music where you can totally, as soon as you hear it, you can see the housing estates.
Yeah, yeah.
You can see roads in Alacabo. You can see the youths just walking around, going about their business. But you can see that the energy is their heartbeat. So I'm like, if that's your heartbeat, you got to protect your heartbeat, because you guys are the voice of your heartbeat. You're the voice of the generation. But if the voice of the generation isn't being allowed to talk, then you're not being allowed to influence your generation. You're supposed to be able to go. So, you know, with Stormzy now, his new record, brilliant.
Yeah.
What he's brilliant. Like the fact of he's bringing in the fact that there's a religious aspect, or you might go on dark, but you know you've got faith in a higher being.
Yeah.
This is the first time you're seeing spirituality, apart from maybe Gets, you're seeing spirituality being referenced and made fashionable. In a grime setting.
Yeah.
Now, what you're going to see is the same effect, Stormzy's effect on his audience, younger or older, is going to be the same effect that we saw when Kendrick Lamar came out of nowhere and started blowing up everything. So when Kendrick Lamar started blowing everything, he made rappers start rapping again.
For real?
I was like, what? Yeah! What I mean is on the mainstream level, not that there wasn't underground hip hop cats from America that wasn't doing certain things. But what I'm trying to say, he brought skills back to the, like, you got to remember, Kendrick Lamar is at Kanye West levels, right?
Yeah.
He's at certain levels.
Yeah.
But he's one hell of a lyricist.
Definitely.
Put him on the spot, he'll rap, like he's forced people that are pointing upwards to know that if you're pointing upwards, you better have some skills. Obviously, there's the trap element, which is a little bit kind of lazy.
Yeah.
But I think that Kendrick Lamar's effect, like, okay, let me show you the Kendrick Lamar effect. Kendrick Lamar affected Beyonce.
Whoa.
So,
I'm not lie.
if you look at the Grammy effect, if you look at the Grammy Award shows, when Kendrick blasted and did that thing of standing on the police car,
Yeah.
and wearing the flag or having a symbol in the back, he is the one that's made everyone else say that, you know what, yeah, we can do this. Before then, none of them were doing that. And I'm not saying to you they weren't doing it because they're not, you know, they're not brave enough. I'm saying that they had to protect their brand.
Right.
Kendrick has made it possible to have integrity in your brand. So he's, you know, he's not infallible. I'm not saying he's the perfect, you know, I'm not saying he's the second coming, but I'm saying that his effect in regards to his choices, like the It's Alright video, you know that?
Yeah. Me don't know when you're talking. Yeah, man.
Yeah. All of that kind of visual imagery is allowed for, on a mainstream level, he's allowed for people at the top of the tree to be like, yeah, we can be political.
For real?
And that's why you see T.I. made the last couple of songs from T.I., he really said something. Even though he signed Azalea Banks, yeah. That's business, but he's still got a platform where he's like, you know what, I need to talk the real. Because you remember, the thing about hip-hop music is, it's not just about the music, it's about the choices you make. Because you basically are deciding to spiritually feed something back to a whole bunch of people. Are you going to, like Nas? To me, Nas does that. Nas is a certain point, he'll make certain types of songs, and then eventually you'll see him kind of do certain types of videos where it's like, oh, bruv, you didn't need to do I Know I Can, but you did.
Yeah.
And when you did it, it has an effect.
But Nas is pretty much already been like that. And on top, you go back to Beyonce. Yeah, you're right, because Beyonce was one of the original trendsetters. She'll set something up. Right? And Kendrick comes out with something, and then next thing you know, you see Beyonce. She was at last year's Super Bowl, not the one gone, the one before that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, and everyone was like, "Oh, Black Panthers, this, that, and the third."
That's an effect, like, and it's a knock-on effect. It's a good effect.
Domino effect.
It's an effect of someone being in the mainstream and saying, "I'm going to do this. I'm going to speak about this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it a certain way. I'm going to make being black and being oppressed, I'm going to make it a fashionable thing to be fighting."
Right.
For. And, you know, and the thing is, black, white, Asian, Indian, we are all fans of this music.
Boom.
You're supposed to be listening to these stories. You're not supposed to be, that's not for me. If us talking about black issues is not for me, you shouldn't be listening to the music. Because if you're shaky about these messages, then you don't understand the fuck that you're listening to.
Yeah.
The music behind Marvin Gaye sang What's Going On for a reason.
Exactly.
Stevie Wonder sang certain songs for a reason. Like Stevie Wonder, when you go back off his catalogue, he's been saying stuff in certain records, Songs in the Key of Life, for ages. The reason why he's saying stuff is because he can. The reason why we love him is because he's being real. So if you're of different backgrounds, but you kind of only want to hear certain types of records, then really, to me, like, let me put it to you like this. I have this problem. And my problem is, when I talk to people of different backgrounds who like the music, and they say things of music has no colour, rubbish.
Whoa.
Rubbish.
Ho.
Rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
Okay.
Why do you have to, let me put it like this. Why does it have to have no colour? Why are you saying that it has to be colourless for you to like it? What is that about? Because guess what? When I go to eat Asian food, I'm not thinking, oh my god, curry is just curry. Curry is colourless. I know an Indian man or an Indian woman made this recipe that I'm enjoying. Correct?
That's right.
I have no problem with that. I love the food. When I watch flamenco dancing, or watch people doing the Spanish whatever. When I see that happening, and I see people dancing, or so stars in their eyes, or dancing in whatever,
dancing in the stars and whatever,
dance, I don't have to think, oh my god, I like it, but Latin people, I think of Latin people when I think of this music, so I can't like it. You would never say that. Because you dance the music because it is now this platform that you love. And I'm saying that with black music, for some reason, we allow people to do this thing to us.
Right, I hear that now. I see where y'all come from now.
Yeah, we allow people to do this thing where it's like, oh, you know, I like black music, but you know, why is it called black music? It's like, no. Reverse the question. Why do you have a problem with liking something that is called black?
Black music.
Why? That answer, that question really reveals something about you, not me. Because when I think of martial arts, I don't think, oh, martial arts is colourless.
No.
I respect the fact that Bruce Lee and his predecessors come up with this thing, this fighting system, and whoever, I respect whether it's an African fighting system or it's a Oriental fighting system. You cannot separate Oriental people from the respect for martial arts.
That's it.
And you wouldn't want to do it.
No.
For some reason, when it comes to black arts, people want to find a way to be like, oh, well, I'm uncomfortable, you know, I've got to call it urban. No, this is about you.
Yeah.
This is about us.
That's their complex, man. Like, it was almost like they're trying to take anything to try and take anything away from us.
But here's the thing, we are us. Black, white, Asian, we are all us.
Yeah.
I'm not saying to you, oh, this is only a black issue. No, I'm saying, guys, I want my white friends, I want my Asian friends to stand up and say, do you know what, we can't do that anymore. This issue, you know, Ty's right, we can't do that anymore. Because how can you want to gentrify a music, or how can you want to suggest that, oh, you're uncomfortable with this thing being black, so you can't do it unless if it's called black? It's like, that's rubbish. I live in the UK. I'm not white. I talk English. I think English. I spiritually have to judge the world with English white norms and symbols in my head.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, oh my God, where are my ancient black thought processes? I have to navigate the world on a white perspective. So why can't you navigate this one thing, knowing that, you know what, I love this culture? There's nothing wrong with saying I love black culture. Doesn't mean you have to sleep with black people. It just love it. Or you can if you want. I'm just saying. It doesn't mean one or the other.
Yeah.
But what I find is there's this kind of, I like to dance this music, but I don't like da. It's like, no, you can't pick and choose. You can't walk into, you can't order a curry, get the curry and be like, can you take out any Indian references in this meal? That I'm uncomfortable because it has Indian origins. Can you take out all Indian origins out of my meal, please? You can't do that.
You come back with an empty plate?
You come back with no plate.
Innit?
You know what I mean? So that's the thing that I'm kind of like, these are the things that I feel, and this is where I'm vocal, and this is what actually gets me into trouble. People don't like the fact that I'm saying or that I'm presenting these arguments, which are real. You really do have white people in hip-hop music right now that are doing incredible things, but also feel like they need to do it from a perspective, and when they speak about it, it's like, well, it's not a black thing. Yes, it is a black thing, and you're involved in it.
Yep, there it is.
It is a black thing. Like, me living in England is a white thing. I have to abide by white people rules. I have to listen to white traditions. I cannot avoid Easter, Christmas, all of those things. These are white things that I've had to accept.
Yeah.
As living here. So why in the hell, and you know, also, television, I've had to accept that I'm watching white television.
Right.
It takes a lot for you to put Idris Elba on a TV program. But the truth of it is, until that moment, we can only see certain people in certain places. So the point I'm making is, most white people don't understand how white the world is. So when they make this argument, some, not all, argument of, you know, I like hip hop, but you know, hip hop has no color. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Check yourself when you say that again, because it's rubbish. It's rubbish, and it's dismissive, and it suggests that you're uncomfortable with liking this culture.
Yeah.
You need it to be watered down and not have any colour at all before you're like, yeah, you see, that's what. And if that's the case, then you just revealed yourself.
And then they have to remember where it all stemmed from, man. You know what I mean? Like, Cool Herc. Come on, man.
Yeah, but it's the thing. Even before Cool Herc, there's other stuff that's happening. You know, there's records. There are records and videos revealing people doing breakdance moves in the early 1900s. But the point is, these things are all part and parcel and work together. When people say the word, this music is colourless, I want them to understand what they're really saying. What they're really saying is, yo, I need for this thing that I like and I'm attracted to and I research and I'm involved in, I need for it not to feel like it's black, for me to be comfortable doing it. That is all about you. It's not about us. When you're doing that, that's like going to the gym and being like, oh, well, you know, I want to train, or, you know, but I need to do a system that, you know, I want to do a weight system, but it can't be something that's been created before. It's like, bruv, you're in the gym. Anything you do has already got origins to it.
Yeah.
You have problems with the origins, and you need to kind of check yourself. Or you can create a new system. Feel free to create a whole new martial arts that has no origins to Asian culture or African culture. Please feel free to do that. Feel free to create a new yoga. But the fact is, yoga comes from where?
India, as far as I understand.
You want to do yoga, but you don't want to have. You might as well change it to a new name then. Call it Lucy.
Lucy, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
But you get what I'm trying to say.
It's the first time
I'm not trying to pepper nobody today, right? But all I'm just trying to say is, look, this culture that we belong to, that is all inclusive of all of us, has black origins and actually has the reason why it sounds a particular way.
Yeah.
Because it comes from black struggle. It comes from
right.
It comes from a particular quantization. That, you know, music with us. Music is not just the sound of it. The space that it fills is all spiritual messages. And that comes from our oppression. And you are involved. You feel free to be involved. But please recognize it. Like, when black people sing a certain way, it's not just a fashionable thing. It's pain.
Yeah.
It's a scream. It's pain.
Yeah. It's real emotion, man. Real emotion.
Yeah, you could learn it, and you may not actually DNA-wise have a connection to it from that perspective, but you can thoroughly do it as long as you understand what you're involved in. If you try to suggest, there's a beat, I can't remember his name, who did a documentary, white beatboxer. It will come to me. It's coming to me. And he tried to suggest that he was walking down the road and he started doing, and he created beatbox. He said that in a film. It's a film where it's him and the Swingle Singers, right? I have a problem with things like that, because it's like, now you're rewriting history to a white audience that will believe what you're saying and believe that Dougie Fresh never existed. Backwards didn't exist now. Razel don't exist now.
Oh my God!
You created that, right? In fact, you know, Bobby McFerrin doesn't exist now. You see?
Yeah.
I have a problem with that sort of thing because it's culturally irresponsible to do that. If you're involved in this culture, you've got to make sure that your audience understand the origins of the music and the importance of the history of the music or the art. That has to be passed down. Now, this is probably the reason why music industry people don't let me through the door, because I speak like this every day.
Well, of course, man. You know what I mean? Of course, you know, why am I not surprised? You know what I mean? It's not just you. I mentioned Razkaz earlier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've mentioned him, mentioned Kwali. You know what I mean? Even old DB to a degree. Speak their mind. People want to shut them down.
You know.
It's not just in hip hop either. You know what I mean? Not just in hip hop either. It's in whatever. Whenever the truth be spoken, people want to be quick to shut it down. Because you know what I mean? Because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. That's some good knowledge, you know what I mean? Good knowledge coming from you right there, man. You know what I mean? People have to be aware, man. Hey, I dare you to challenge this man. Challenge him.
But here's the thing, right? I don't even like to put it on a level of I dare you to challenge me or refute my thing. I'll say this to you. If your instant inclination is to refute what I'm saying, you need to ask yourself, why is that your first instinct?
Yeah.
Why is it your first instinct to try and defend the status quo or to suggest that I'm making it up? Like, what is that about? Because I'm a black man. I live every day. I get told every day on Facebook by some young or old white person that what I'm experiencing in racism isn't real. I get told that every day. Every day. Without fail. What time is it now? I'm due one now. Every day.
Oh man, it's like that on the schedule, part of the day and all them.
Yeah, it's like I can 4 o'clock by the time. I'm just saying, a lot of people that are involved in music or involved in listening to music don't understand the perspective of where we're standing. It's like we live in a world that's white. Really it is white. You have to think white. To work, you have to think white. You have to think.
It's true.
A particular way. You have to. You know, you anything else. If your hair isn't the way it's supposed to be, you get challenged for it. If you speak like when we're on buses and you hear kind of like some local, either if you hear Yardis or if you hear African people speaking loud, even that, you've been trained to look at that and be like, oh, they're speaking too loud. Actually, they're not speaking too loud. They're speaking the level of voice that is actually possible for them. Yeah. Go back home. People talk like that all the time.
Yeah, because I know I've been pulled up for that. Oh, you got such a loud voice, man. You speak loud, man.
Okay. But we've learned to turn our voice down to fit into the UK.
Yeah.
We do that all the time. We turn our voice down. We turn it down. We turn our thoughts down. Everything to fit into a system of like, well, okay. That's why everybody's talking about Trump, and I'm a little bit confused because I'm like, what world did you not live in? Donald Trump is the best example of, you see, this is their world. This foolishness that you're seeing right now, right, shows you that going to university, going through a process, all the things that Obama had to go through were not necessary. All you had to do...
Yes.
Because the things that Trump are saying now, Obama has, in all of the years that he was doing it, he wasn't allowed. I mean, Obama's not perfect, but Obama was grilled and critiqued.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this is a charismatic brother that knows how to not trip up himself.
I'll tell you...
We've gone from that to him, to Trump.
I mean...
people want to experience, say racism doesn't exist, you better shut up.
For real, and this is a perfect example. I'll always remember this, right? We're in April now. April just lick, right? So by say May, surely 100 days of presidency would have passed with Trump, right? Now I'll always remember this. There was a documentary to come on the TV talking about Obama's first 100 days in office. To me, that was never done before. Not for any other president that went before him, and I doubt it's gonna happen with Trump. Or why Obama? You know what I mean? Man, there was a documentary, his first 100 days in office, like he's not capable of running the country or something. And I mean, you don't have to tell me why is that. I'm just saying, I always remember it. Like, why do you have to do a documentary about Obama 100 days after he took the presidency? Why?
This is a complete double standard.
Yeah.
It's not even a double standard. This, to me, this situation with Trump. But another thing about it that's really important, forget him being president. Remember, the president is not really the person that you should be worried about. It's the people in the background that put him there.
Yeah, for real.
Obama is not your president. Obama is a representation of the people in power. He's the stick man to dangle in front of you and say, yeah, that's the person that you hit.
Yeah.
You mean that's the donkey you in the air. That's the one. This is the person. So what I'm trying to say is, and this is the thing I've not said to anybody, is if Trump is the representation of what's behind, then what's behind Trump? Because remember, the president is never the person you really need to worry about. The president is just a figure that's been put in place that people need to understand is the prime minister or is the prime minister.
Yeah.
The truth of it is there's a whole bunch of power going on in the background, whether it's Rothschilds or whatever it is. All of those people doing what they're doing. Now, in this climate now, to put this silly a man in office, what are you really trying to tell us as a world? What are you really trying to tell us in regards to what's coming next? Because that's what people should be worried about.
Yeah.
Not Trump. I'm saying if you can put this level of man in place to represent your affairs and to make us feel like, okay, this is who we need to look to and ask questions to, then you're really telling us that we're fools. And that, you know, that you could put Mr. Blobby as president and it doesn't matter because we're still going to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
There, look at the Blobby, enjoy Mr. Blobby. That's how real. I'm saying to you, I'm more interested in the idea of people realizing, wait a minute, if you can give us this idiot here as president, what does that mean in regards to what you intend for us in the next 4 years? That's what people should be asking. It's not Trump is a puppet. It's like, if you can give us,
well, yeah, just like anyone else.
Yeah, if you can give us a corpse as a president, then what are you really saying? Like, the disrespect levels that you have in mind for us are incredible.
For real, man.
And that's all I can say. I've purposefully not touched on Trump at all. I'm not touching on that. I don't need to, because it's like, that's not the issue. The issue is what's behind him.
Yeah. It's one of them things. To me, it's done. You know, what is done is done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? UK, we messed up last year, and US and USA done the same thing. What else is new? We have to come to the closing of this great interview, man. You know what I mean? The intelligent brother, the man called Ty.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, man. You got the new tune. You got the new track out right now. It's right, humorous. Man. It's great. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? I hear it. I'm thinking, yeah, that's true. It's the thing called Baby Love.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, that's a new single. Is that coming off from a new project that's on its way?
And it's from the album. Yeah, it's become the lead single, but it's actually the introduction to the campaign for the new album.
Right.
And the album is called Work of Heart. That's gonna come close to summer.
Okay.
We're doing the work. We're doing the background work for that now.
Yeah, that actually has a summer feel to it. Actually, now I think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. And what else can we expect from the album? Well, apart from your honest everyday life and thoughts and things like that.
Just new endeavors, like new recording. I'm getting ready to start recording the new stuff. I was kind of being focused on trying to get this project finished. So the project is pretty much finished. So I'm trying to just get ready for the new kind of projects that I want to put together.
Yeah.
To the audience. It won't all be me rapping.
Okay. So what, we expecting guest appearances or whatever and spoken word and all them things?
I don't know, but it can't just be me rapping over music. It's got to be something else.
Okay, so you're bringing something different on this go round. Okay.
I always do something different. I never do the same thing.
Yeah. I hear that, man. Yeah, man, I hear that. I mean, very like De La Soul, what we alluded to earlier. They're very different every time with a new project. They come with something new, something different, man. Yeah, man. This is how we're gonna close it out, man. But wait. We're not gonna. I mean, before we even do that, Ty, have you got any last shout outs? You know what I mean? I do want to shout out the man called Mr. Keys. You know what I mean? For putting.
Okay, big up Mr. Keys all the time. Big up Owen.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Putting us on like this, man. So big that man up.
Yes. Big listen, so many shouts. Shout outs to the whole music community, the hip hop community, jazz community, soul community.
Yeah.
The hip hop culture community. So that's separate from just rapping. So, you know, all of the B-boys, big up to the Sing Crew, and, you know, loads of different elements of music. Big up to the graph writers, all the people that are doing incredible stuff. Big up to the illustration people, all the people that are doing anything to do with art, that love hip-hop but do different things. Big up to all of you guys. And most importantly, big up to the audience. This new record is me now, as in the way that I'm pushing it out, is me. I need everybody to go buy this record.
All right.
I really need folks to go buy this record, like, because it's now me. It's not a company. It's now me. And the company that I was with before didn't believe I could sell music, so I need people to prove them wrong.
All right.
Yeah, no more.
All right, man. We're gonna look for that, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna look for that when it drop, man, and feature new tracks on it. You know what I mean? But we're gonna end it like this.
Yeah. Yes. I'm saying the new single.
Yeah.
I need everybody to buy that if they think there's an album coming, because I got you guys buying the record helps me actually make the record, finish the record.
Okay.
So this new single is like a tester, but it's like a test ground. I need to be it's 500 limited red vinyl, but if you don't want the vinyl and you just want the download, you can get that. £2 for the instrumental and for the song. I need everybody to just pitch up and buy that record.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, man. Show your support, man. You know what I mean? This is a big tune, man. I mean, we hear it earlier today. I'm gonna play it for you now. You know what I mean? Give shout out to Ty, man. You know what I mean? You heard some good knowledge right there, man. Big up yourself, rude boy. Each and every time, like seriously.
Thank you.
You know.
Sean D, Miles Bunny as well.
Yo, shout out to him as well, man. Yo, shout out to Miles.
To both of them, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man, without a doubt, man. Yo, salute, man. Thank you for coming through onto the RePPiN4U Hip Hop Show.
Thank you for reaching out. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. And you know what I mean, and giving us just a mere fraction of your thoughts right there, man. Your thought process. You know what I mean? Big yourself up, people. Stand on your feet. Stand on your feet. Show your respect. Go out and go support the new track. Support UK hip hop. Matter of fact, no. Scratch that. Support hip hop. Period. Okay. I don't care if it's from UK, Germany, France, US, Australia, whatever. I don't give a damn. Support hip hop, man. You know what I mean? Give it up. The man called Ty. Yeah, man. Salutes.
You're now listening to Wild1 Radio. Wild1 Radio. Wild1 Radio. Wild1 Radio. Wild1 Radio.
I love the way you look. Not really sure about the way you cook. Still a glance, but no, I'm not a crook. But the way you're looking at dress, babe, but don't sit next to me in the tube, babe. I mean, what you trying to do, babe? Hey, look, I'm trying to be nice, but I'm not that fella from Miami Vice, you see. I'm so naughty. I'm trying to get you tipsy on that UB40. Sleep with me on the first day. I'm a whore. It's my birthday. So save the airs and graces. I wanna touch you in a couple of places. And I know this seems awkward, but listen here, this could be awesome. And I don't want you to get vexed or end up like an extra body part in Dexter. So I'm skipping all the popcorn. Dinner, cinema, theater tickets, let's lock horns. Rock like Melly Mel. You know my secret's safe, I won't tell. All you need to know is love me tomorrow. Today, treat me like a hold up. Wait a minute, treat me like a boss, supreme lieutenant. And we can switch it up so you can have a go. I make you like a Navajo. Let's do it. Turn the lights off, get to it. No suck, strictly rock music. And at the end, a little quiet, don't confuse it. Baby love, baby love, baby love, baby love, baby love, baby love.
Yo, short skirt, false hair, legs lead to a place I would love to adhere. You be the hottest girl up in here. I know you're cherry long gone, but I will pick your peer. Cause you're sexy like the one Pam Greer. That's why everybody in the office they steer. Quick up them neck and spin them cheer. Every time you walk past or even draw near. And I love the scent of your perfume, the smell of your hair. And if you want an office fling, I'll be right over here. No Kit Kat or health shake. Make me hit the storeroom, we can have a real tea break. Make the people say, wait, is that really the sound that the printer makes? Cause you're my work time fantasy. Got visions of you dressing scantily. Girl, you can be my trophy for my man copies. Quite frankly, me would I take peace thankfully. Yeah, I make you sticky like tape. Me have the real hole puncher to make you laminate. Baby love, the way that you fat, you come like a princess machine. And these are good. Yeah.
Excuse me, darling, don't mean to be rude or even really alarming, but there's something about you that's really disarming, and I need to get it off my chest this morning. Hey, excuse me, darling, don't mean to be rude or even really alarming, but there's something about you that's really disarming, and I need to get it off my chest this morning. Hey, baby love, 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 baby love.
Seriously to God, any man not giving a fight for not shoot them. Go!
There's no one left. Wise man, there is no one left. Minneapolis. Acknowledge me.